What if Deku was Dr. Eggman, Jester's past? Welcome back on tonight's game show, everyone. Jester here. Now, without further ado, we have a special guest, a hero for today. The hero Native. Welcome aboard. As the hero Native walks into the room. It's good to be here, Jester. Although I wish there wasn't such a long line. I know, I don't get heroes coming on to my show that often. Now, for today's little game, it's going to be a simple card game. Card game, you say? What type of card game? Well, it's actually a robotic card game, designed by an ally of mine, friend, old colleague, you could say, known as a holographic card plane, where you get to choose one card from a selective of 5. Now, these cards are special. One card is also considered a monster card. That means if you have a monster card, you basically can attack your opponent. Also, if the opponent does not have a monster card, then that means you automatically win the game. That it? No, there's 4 other cards. One of them is known as the shield card, which can stop any attack from the monster card, which can attack once a turn. But the card only works once. Alright? What about the other 3? Yes, the third one, the speed card, which allows you to win the game automatically if the attack card is played by either your opponent or yourself. So we draw one card of these 5. But what happens if you have the counter to that card? Then you draw again. But that's only 4. What's the 5th card? Yes. The Jester card. A fan favorite, especially off this game. Whoever has the Jester card immediately wins. But then I get a 1/5 chance of just drawing the card, correct? That is true. But it's not that easy, as you can see. Do we have anyone to come up and shuffle? As a random audience member comes up and starts shuffling the cards. Why, thank you. Please set the cards in front. As the cards are set both in front of Jester and the hero Native. Now, to make sure there's no cheating involved, I asked one of the audience to shuffle the cards. This is a fair game, after all. As he smiles, I'll go first. As the hero smiles as he sees he drew a monster card. As Jester pulls a card, as he smiles as he sees what card he got. As the native hero drops the monster card. Looks like I win. Oh, not exactly, as he turns his card around. As a monster-like Jester appears on the holographic playing board, as it immediately cuts his monster in half before saying, "You lose." Too bad. I gotta say, look at the draw. That's not fair. How'd you get that out of 1 of 5? Just luck. Although, I could say that there were other things. I asked for a rematch. Very well, as the match happened 3 more times, Native losing each match. As the hero got angry and was about to burst out, as Jester just simply swings his arms. Well, I guess that's all for today, as he had hit the hero Native in the face, sending him flying before the show ends. Get him out of my studio. As a few security guards came and dragged him away, as he waits for everyone else to leave the room. As then one of his secretaries come up. "Sir, you have a message from someone." Hand it over. As he sees the ID with an E. "Leave the room, please." As the secretary leaves the room, as he opens it, as a hologram of Eggman Deku appears. "Jester, my old friend, I am calling upon a favor, and I need your help." "Sorry, Eggman, I cannot show up." That's what you go by these days, don't you? Why, yes it is. Or should I call you about, Izuku Midoriya? That was long ago. I don't go by that name anymore. I know, you go by Robotnik or Eggman nowadays. But still, I remember when we first met. That is not the time. I'm asking for your help. There will be a meeting held in a few days. I'd like for you to arrive. Unfortunately, no, my friend. I am very busy here. I have my own game show, as you can see. Yes, I'm very aware of your game show. You did talk to me about it. Yes, yes. And most of this cannot be, well done without your assistance. Which I do appreciate your aid. No problem. After all, we have worked together in the past. As Jester smiles, yes, we have. As Jester knows something. Well, Eggman, I'm going to have to cut this call short. I will inform you about my answer, but I will not be showing up for the meeting. I will have a holographic projection of me being there, but unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. Fully understandable. I expect at least some form of acquaintances. You remember a few of our allies, correct? The only one that I know of was Sting. I met him about the last meeting with the rest? We have one other person. We do? Ellie. Never heard of her. A new person I'll be joining. Very well, I'll be there. As the call ends, as Jester sighs, you couldn't stay out of things, could you? As he had simply pointed through the door as daggers had just gone straight through the door. As it reveals that the secretary was eavesdropping. As the Jester opened the door, as her body is stuck to the door, as she's bleeding. As I gotta get a new one. Gotta say, let's see what you have in your pocket. As he pulls out money from the hero native. It seems like he didn't like what happened on stage. I may have to pay him a visit. As he smiles, no, I'll have the hero killer pay him a visit. As he smiles. As then he whistles as two guards come in. Take care of the body. And find a more trustworthy secretary immediately. Of course, Jester. As the two guards take away the body. As Jester walks back to his stage. Eggman, also known as Izuku Midoriya. We met when we were both in high school. As he takes a seat in a chair in the studio. As we do a flashback to where Izuku Midoriya is currently, on the street, being picked on by some bullies. As Jester would throw a rock, hitting one of them. Hey, leave him alone. Why do you care, ya Jester? As people call him Jester. It's Ron, now leave. As the guy tries to throw a punch, as Jester pulls up his arm as water comes out of his wrist, pouring in the face, as then the guy gets punched by Jester, sending him flying back. You two want some? As the other two just walk away. As Jester helps Izuku to get up. You alright? Yeah, thanks. You didn't have to help me. You're only gonna get yourself in trouble. After all, they don't care about me. No one does. As Jester looks confused. The name's Ron. As Izuku looks up at him. Izuku. Well, nice to meet you, Izuku. As they shake hands. What's that pencil? It's a robotic pen. It helps me write faster. It also is easy to store information I learn. Record. As he looks at, very interesting. Did you make this yourself? Yes. You're smart. We're around the same age. I'm about a year older. You could say I'm your, junior. You shouldn't hang around with me. Why is that? I'm quirkless. You're only going to get yourself in trouble. So what if you're quirkless? That doesn't mean how strong you are. As Izuku looks at Jester. Trust me, my quark is literally called Jester, so I go by the name Jester. But my real name is Ron Smith. Nice to meet you. Izuku Midoriya. Do you make stuff like these? Why, of course. In fact, I can show you some models if you would like, as I would surely love to see them. Follow me as we go into young Eggman's head. This guy is not like the rest. The way he talks and acts, he doesn't care that I'm quirkless. In fact, what did he see and what did he mean by a quirk isn't really everything, it's not how strong you are. As they walk down the street. So tell me, Izuku, as Izuku Deku in this what if is more smarter, intelligent, and not scared of people, does research, analyzes them, thinks of good countermeasures. But he doesn't fight back because he knows things will get worse for him. Why did you not fight back? You could have probably easily beaten them. As Izuku's eyes widened. You didn't think I noticed that little glove under your uniform? As Jester pulls back his sleeve, revealing like a sort of glove. That's an obviously type of taser glove. Honestly, you're smarter than I thought to have one of them on you. How did you find that out? As he pulls down his sleeve, my quirk is Jester. I pull all types of stuff. I guess that's a fair point. As they arrive like an old building, why are we here? This is where I do some of my inventions. No one comes here. That's why I can do my inventions in peace. As they walk in, as Orbot comes over. Ah, sir, you are back. Orbot. Who might this be? A friend. As Jester leans down. You made a robot? Fascinating. As he starts to admire the design. Yes. In fact, I'm almost done with the other one. Another robot. His name will be Qbot when he's done. I see. Question, what do you think of machines? Izuku asks. Honestly, I'm fascinated. The fact you're able to build these things, and with intelligence. At least you think so. As Deku sits in a chair. No one appreciates what I've made. I've tried to sell and make some money, as it's rough for me. What do you mean? I'm not in the best of conditions. My mother is not exactly well. And they won't even accept money that isn't hers to pay for the bills. They don't have any respect for me. And they won't even listen to my pleas. You gotta be a little bit more uptight. Show them that you won't back down. Like that will ever change their mind. Ah, I have an idea. Why not, instead of the usual types of stuff, sell it secretly, not letting them know you're quirkless? Really? Yes, that should help out a lot. As then Deku starts to think. He starts to smile. You're right. I shouldn't let them push me around. I have a more intelligent mind than they do. Agreed. After all, I've only known you for about few hours, and I can tell you're a genius at what you do. Thank you. Well, have a nice day. As Jester would leave, as a week would have passed as Jester returned, as he walks in as Deku's working on some sort of machine. Hey, Zuku, you there? Ah, yes. It looks like I just finished up with another project of mine. I met up with someone like you described about a little while ago. Although it was an old owner of a business. I see. He's agreed to sell my items, but I don't think I'll be able to work with him for long. You'll probably have to find a long-term business partner. That will really help things in your business start booming and you can get money. That's how things can go. Why are you helping me? Simple. People with quirks that are not that strong or useful need to stick together. After all, my quirk is just simply I can pull anything out what a jester can. I have no skills to do so. And I have a downside to my quirk that a lot of people make fun of. A downside? Yes. You see, as he pulls out a knife, I can make any type of thing a jester can perform. But the problem is I have no skills. And the third part. The accidental mishaps of a jester. Accidents, to be more precise. It doesn't affect people much, but it's still something I prefer to not do, like some tricks. So your quirk has a, well, unlucky side, to put it simply. Correct. Well, if I calculate into, as he starts to work on something, what are you working on? If your quirk is all about a jester, it means to make people not seem where you're getting the items from. How about making a device that can help them appear anywhere around your body instead of just in your hands? I never thought of that. As then he tosses like a little sleeve thing. I rushed it a little bit. Took me about 5 minutes. But here, as Jester puts the sleeve thing on, as then immediately a knife appears above his head, as he stretches out his hand to grab it. Huh. I'm not just making it for my hand anymore. Exactly. That device should help. In fact, I think I'll make you an entire set. You don't have to do that, you know. No. You've helped me, so I should help you at least. As Jester leans back in a chair. I never thought of you as the type to repay my kindness. As Jester looks over. He definitely has an evil side to him. You can't tell it from a simple glance. But he has malice. And obviously he's planning something. As we go to Deku's mind. People will pay for how they treated me. Even if it takes me a while. I'll make them pay. As we go back to Jester, who smiles. So, Izuku. As Izuku turns around from his chair. Yeah? Tell me something. What do you wish to accomplish? My dream, for instance, is simply to run my own game show. To make people laugh. And to show them I'm no weakling. That's an amazing idea, I admit. I just want my work to be appreciated. I agree. Your work should be admired. As he looks at the device on his arm. This device is extraordinary. In fact, you could help a lot of people. But I doubt they'll give you the chance. I know. People are selfish and don't care about anything the quirkless make. Most people take it off as their own work. The reason you haven't come out and publicized any of your work. Am I right? Correct. And that's probably also the reason why you did not tell anyone about this, did you? That's also correct. But there's one more thing I want. And what might that be? Revenge. Revenge? On the people that always bullied me. As Jester smiles. Ron, do you mind helping me? I've only known you for about a few weeks at most. As Ron smiles. But I think this will turn into a beautiful friendship. I'll happily get rid of those jerks. Do you want a piece of the action? No, I don't. I just want them gone. Make them suffer as much as you can, though. As the Jester smiles, very well. And hey, call me by the Jester when we do certain activities like this. And if you have anyone you want gone in the area, well, I can help. For at least a time being. We'll eventually have to separate to do our own things. You must understand. Of course. After all, I plan to do my own things for a while. And you'll probably focus on your entertainment. Of course. After all, what's about a backup financer? I can help you with your inventions, even if it's from a distance. Very well. Oh, one more thing. If you make anything useful for me, please let me know. As Jester smiles before leaving. As we go to Deku. He's treated me with kindness and asked nothing for return. Odd. When anyone tries to find something out about me, they always want it for their benefit. Yet he's shown nothing. Maybe this will turn into an interesting friendship. As he starts to smile like Eggman would. As the start of his evil phase of becoming Eggman has started. As we go to Jester, who's currently looking at the people under a bridge. The 3 people that had beaten on Izuku about a month ago. As he walks under it in his Jester attire, and with armor that Izuku made for him. Excuse me, are you 3 from this school? Yeah, so what? I need you to come with me for a simple moment. Why is that? We shouldn't listen to a person like you. What are you, a hero? Or are you just playing a cosplay or whatever? I was hoping to keep this off the streets, but... As a knife appears in front of the guy's head, as the Jester just does a flip and kicks it straight through his skull. As the other 2 guys get up, as they prepare to run. I don't think so, as like a bubble would appear as he had tossed it, causing it to block both sides of the bridge, leaving them trapped. What, nowhere left to go? Too bad. Too sad. I guess it's time I get rid of you. As he smiles before blood just appears on the shield, on the bubble around. As the bubble dissipates, as Jester walks away. There, the job is done. As he then gets a call. Yes? Izuku Midoriya. My friend, what's up? Alright, how did the new set of armor and all that help? Honestly, my quirk feels 10 times more stronger than it was. Again, thank you for making it. No problem. After all, we got what we both want, correct? As the Jester smiles, to get rid of some punks. So, we're all good here. Also, should I ask for anyone to help you? After all, do you know what the Smith family last name means? Of course, no one's dumb enough not to know. After all, your family is one of the most influential in the underworld. As Jester smiles, and what are we called? If I remember, your family was called What, the Smith Westons? Kinda like the Yakuza, but a separate organization, if I remember. Ah, yes. Also, I know you're the next head of the family. As Jester's eyes widen, how did you? I do research on my friends. Don't worry, I won't disclose it to anyone. As the phone call ends, as we go back to Jester in the studio, I still don't know how he got that information of me being the head of the Smiths family. Whatever. Eggman's been a good friend, and I don't intend to let any of his little secrets in Japan be spilled. As he looks at a screen where a person's being burned alive, that includes loose ends, of course. People that used to work for him, not knowing who he was. No information about the good doctor needs to be out anywhere. As the Jester smiles, isn't that right, boys? As a few people in like Jester outfits are currently in front of him. Of course, sir. Now do your job. The next game show is tomorrow morning, so prepare. As they both nod before leaving. This will be fun. And that is the end of What If Deku Was Dr. Eggman, Jester's Past. Make sure to like and subscribe for more.